Welcome to a very special episode of the Grapple Gurus podcast. I am your host, the First Boss, and today we will be recapping AEW's latest pay-per-view, not premium live event, Revolution. Today, I am joined by the person that we had to have on the pod today. He loves AEW. In fact, he was elevated when he heard this. He was elevated to the sky. I needed a whoa there. Okay. He was elevated to the sky. He is Roink the Clown. How you doing, Roink? How do you feel about this pay-per-view?
Very pleased. Listen, to the Disney fans out there, I'm very sorry. We're not going to be recapping Stephanie Vasquez and Raquel Rodriguez for like the umpteenth time since November. We are going to be recapping some serious, as you've just called it, pay-per-view. Right? Pay-per-view.
All right, well, before you get into your thoughts, because we do have someone else on the panel today. Speaking of the Disney fans, you think you know him? On this day, he sees clearly, he watched this pay-per-view clearly. He is the rated PG superstar. He is AA. How you doing, AA?
What's going on? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I should be rated E for everything because I watch it all.
You do like a PG show. You do like a PG show. And this show was far from PG.
Yeah.
So let me tell you that. Also, just a quick, obviously inconspicuous by his absence, unfortunately, the innovator of women's wrestling. You know, he didn't give a damn about his bad reputation. Dazzler can't be here, but I'm sure he'll give us his thoughts on all things AEW, including Ronda Rousey, when we next see him.
Yeah, he obviously heard that we weren't going to be recapping Disney, so he decided that he'll sit this one out, which is fair. That's okay. That's fine. We are inclusive on the Grapple Gurus, but I've got to take the mantelpiece on this one.
Yeah, go. Let's kick it as the resident, as it's your show, your company.
Me and Tony.
Teas and coffees ready, boy.
Absolutely. I DM Tony. I thought, where do I start? So I think I'll give my hot takes on it, if that's okay. When I think Revolution, what came to mind? What I instantly thought about the show, and I don't know if you guys noticed, the camera angles on this bad boy. Woof, audience, it was at 4K. It was just, I thought I was in the arena. It was wicked. But by the by, we started fireworks, pyro, and we're already in a match. Now, obviously, I know on premium live events, you've got Booker T and some other guy, Paul. Did you enjoy the show? That has happened on AEW.
Revolution.
You got Rene Paquette, and then they fast forward into some proper action. So we started off the Battle Royale. Hometown boy, the scapegoat, Jack Perry, he wins obviously AEW national title. So, nice little win. We'll see what happens with that. But it's just gone.
You're just going to run through the pay-per-view? Like,
yeah, like, what the heck? You didn't even say your hot takes. You just started.
These are my hot takes. So my hot take so far is I love the camera angles, but I like the fact, but my hot takes is I love the camera angles. All of a sudden, we're straight into the Battle Royale. I was like, okay, this is nice.
I know what you're going to say.
I like that because then you feel like you're out the loop. Like, what? Maybe I need to go check the Battle Royale, the pre-show. Who was in it?
Absolutely, and that was me. I started the show. I didn't watch the pre-show, and I'm like, hold on a minute, what's going on in the ring? Why are we just fighting? Why is everything going on? So obviously, it compelled me to go back and go, no, I need to see it, and then. That's where I saw Jack Perry's entrance with his bus, Luchasaurus in the front seat. So AEW kind of do make pre-shows important.
Yeah,
with you that Ricochet's had that title for a while. He's done brilliant stuff with it. If you're in the UK like we are, he has brought that title to Rev Pro. Do you think Jack Perry can do the same? Like, do you think this is a good time to change the title or?
Yeah, I think so. It's his first singles title. Singles title other than the TNT, sorry. I think so. I reckon he'll do a bit of New Japan, which he did do previously. I could see him doing a cheeky little UK stint. Yeah, I could see him all over. Yeah. Why not? Yeah, definitely. Another hot take, what I liked. And I don't mean this, obviously, I'm not doing this on purpose, but these are hot takes that spring into my mind. So Young Bucks had obviously their family, and that was quite sweet. The kids were in the match, in the ring. That was quite nice. And it was very much sort of baby face Young Bucks, right? And then obviously the FTR music hit, and it was very much like dampen the mood. Boo. I love the green Boston Celtics sort of attire. Stoke in the wheelchair. I like that. And there was lots of near falls with it where I thought, and then there was obviously the avalanche finish at the end. There was a lot of like near falls where I thought Young Bucks are winning this. They've got to win this. And also the FTR one, I was like, rah, wicked.
I mean, we knew there was going to be near falls galore. There was going to be high spots. There was going to be, I think I mentioned this in our group chat. I think they are probably at this current time, in this current place, the two best tag teams in the world. Now,
FTR and Young Bucks.
Yeah, like, who do you compare them to? And, people have chucked Usos in the conversation, and I'm not disputing it, but just the work rate at the moment, I don't think you can go against these two, really, can you?
The chemistry is incredible, and I think it's something to be said that effectively opened the pay-per-view, really, in reality, and obviously we know what happened afterwards. You think you know me and all of that, planting seeds, but you compare it to Disney, and I don't mean to compare, but you would talk about, you first, boss, have said these are two best tag team, right, in the world at the moment. But why is that? Because you're showcasing it on a pay-per-view. Disney, they haven't had a tag team championship match on a premium live event since Royal Rumble 2025. I mean, that tells you everything, really. Titles change hands on SmackDown. So, yeah, I just watched it, and just the way they move. And I like the finish, if I'll be honest. I love the finish. I love the way how...
Avalanche Shatter Machine, it looked deadly.
If you're a Disney fan, which I'm sure some of you Disney fans are, some of you may recall The Lion King and Scar, when he sort of pleaded with the hyenas. It was him. Oh, it wasn't me. And I quite like it with Stoke, was like shaking hands with like Edge, Hope and Christian, like, hey, yeah, can I be your manager? Bang, I'm Predator. So I like that. That was just funny. It was good.
I will say one thing in regards to the best tag team, or being the best tag team. I don't necessarily agree that because they haven't defended or had a tag team match on a pay-per-view PLE since Rumble, that means your tag teams can't be good. I do agree, obviously, that is poor. BW's very, it's like sometimes they're not all in, but sometimes they're like, yeah, tag teams, we're all about it. They have a moment where they're trying to showcase it and they're doing all this stuff, and then it's like just when they're kind of building it up, they put it to the side.
Hot and cold.
And then, it's very, very, very hot and cold. They've always done that. It's a weird thing with tag teams.
I think you mentioned it on
just at the point of, I don't think...
with the...
obviously, it's bad that it's not been on any pay-per-view, but I don't think that means that...
where they were showcasing them all, weren't they? What was it called?
Be showcased, or
what are they called?
Displayed where you see, okay,
and then it was...
they still have tag teams.
You know what I mean? All them...
They're just
not...
Double A
gone? Is he all right?
It's just
rubbish. I think it's just upset him so much, to be honest with you. But carry on.
Bigger stages, if that makes sense.
Hopefully he comes back. But are you back?
Well, what happened? Did you catch that?
You was frozen for ages.
Yeah,
what the hell?
We just assumed you're so upset about it. You were literally like this.
That's mad.
Just frozen. I just thought,
I was just saying, just a quick recap. I was just saying, I don't think it means, because the tag teams are not shown on a pay-per-view, I don't think that means that the quality of the tag teams isn't there. They do have good tag teams, but obviously you want them to be elevated and they should be shown on your biggest stages. So like obviously Usos, when they were,
are they the champs, by the way?
Team, that's it. Yeah, I think they are. That's what's mad.
That's mad.
I think their last defense was, I want to say, middle of February, maybe.
Oh, bless him. He unfortunately, Double A.
My net's going.
I think it's got to him.
It's
got to his bandwidth. It's got to his connection. The Disney battering is he just can't take it. And that's okay. But I think you're certainly in Disney. You had those guys with the red cups, and I ain't seen them for ages. Machine gun, whatever we call it, DIY. Yeah, there's just a lot there where I think they've missed on opportunities, I think, which is a bit of a shame. But moving on, hot take.
But, just before we move on, so the return of Cope and Christian, are you excited for that?
Yeah, 100%. I think, to be honest, that will probably be 100%. Their... Yeah, I think that'll be their retirement. I reckon it'll be their retirement run now.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. I think it'll be the chase for the tag team titles, and I imagine...
Well, they'll win it. They'll obviously win it.
they'll win it, and then
Yes.
them losing will,
like he did with, and like he likes to give, like Sting gives them their. If it is a retirement run, I mean, I haven't heard anything to say it is or it isn't, but if it is, he'll give them a good. Tony likes to see them go out on top.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So
and he'll give them a good run.
I reckon they'll win it, then lose it to basically a tag team where it's like, listen, you hold this now. So probably like FTR, I imagine, or maybe Young Bucks. Yeah,
nah, surely not again. So so they'll beat FTR to win the titles, and then what you reckon? I guess what, and then they drop it
and lose it to Young Bucks or FTR,
maybe at Wembley, big
stage.
Yeah,
but I reckon they could lose it to FTR because it will just be it will be your heels, boo, bang, and they leave, and then you leave, and then you have your defeated heroes in the ring. You clap their hands together, man. Thank you, all that stuff.
Yeah, you could do that with two faces, though. Two like baby faces, like respect.
Yeah, you could. Young Bucks. I think realistic, in my opinion, those are the only two. I think you could give it to because they're true tag teams. Does that make sense? Like, FTR is a tag team, Young Bucks a tag team. Don't get me wrong. There's people like Private Party. No offense to them or even the hurt business. Just feel like
Syndicate.
These two tag teams in particular within AEW are your through and through tag teams.
Yeah.
You know, if Lucha Bros are there, yeah, of course, chuck them in as well. But there's no one else really in that. I would suggest that I would say if you're going to retire Open Christian, it's got to be they've got to be in the mix.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah. If you're saying it was a storyline ongoing and they're going to be in the business for the rest of a couple of years, mate, chuck in whatever, private party, all sorts. But I think in terms of your storyline, 101 is chase, win the belt, and eventually you have the heels say, or even your face say, one more time, title versus career. Boom, book it, Tony. And he's already probably booked it, to be honest.
Well, obviously, Cope and Christian coming out was a good return. And that weren't the only return or the only surprises, should I say. Obviously, we're not going to go match by match, but the next match was Tony Storm versus Marina Shafir, which was an okay match. It was all right.
I liked it. I thought it was Marina's, like, one of her best outings. Credit to Tony.
One of her best outings, but
it
was
okay.
Wasn't. The match was okay.
And I do like the way Tony finishes the match with that package, the small package. I quite like that. So you just never know what's going to happen. So that's quite cool.
But the main talking point from that match was obviously Ronda coming out at the end. Now, we briefly discussed this in the group, but we'll discuss it on the pod. I was looking online. A few people were going crazy saying, that was such a great debut and stuff. It was a bit flat for me. It was a bit weird. Like Ronda, we have to admit, whether you like her as a person, whether you like her as a wrestler, whatever your feelings are, she is a big deal, right? In terms of her celebrity status and stuff, yeah? Big deal.
Her star's fallen a little bit.
Didn't come across like she's a big deal.
Yeah, well, it depends. It depends. I think, I suppose coming across as a big deal, you sort of like judge that by crowd reaction. Holy shit, all of this is awesome, blah, 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 blah. There was none of that.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm saying.
I do feel, obviously, Tony got up and she's like, what? All right. And she started marching down there. Camera knew exactly what he was doing, bare bouncing. And then, and then eventually she went to the ring. And there was a bit of like hype to it. I suppose, this is the beauty of AEW. You got to tune in Wednesday and find out. Is she all elite? Is she part of the Death Riders? We know she's got a little thing with Marina. Is she coming in as a manager? I got the impression that, given the fact Tony bit her clean, Ronda's coming in and saying, listen, I want you.
She ain't coming in as a manager.
She ain't coming in as a manager.
Nah.
But
yeah.
I'll be honest. Fighting yet because she's obviously got that MMA match with Gina Carano in May. So she ain't going to be doing anything until after that at the earliest. Obviously, to not risk getting injured. So I don't know. It was just like, all right, like I don't know, like what are you gonna do here? Like a manager thing would kind of be sick, even if it was a thing where she could still be active. But I feel like it was double flat because, as First Boss said, she is a big name. Obviously, not as much as before while she was active, but she still has star power. She kind of just appeared in the ring, and they were like, "Oh, it's Ronda Rousey." There was no like music, no entrance, no nothing, and we know that she's got the MMA match. So you kind of like, we know, well, she's not really going to do anything kind of thing. It's going to be, so I don't know. It's a tricky one, man. If you have the ability, I guess, to use her, you want to use her. But at the same time, it's like, well, we can't really do much because of obligations. And it's kind of.
I think to your point though, like the no music, I think that's quite cool. Like Mox obviously debuted without no music. Appreciate not necessarily the same reaction.
I was going to say that was completely different.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at is both of you putting out that she's got a match, right? MMA match, right? So I think you've got a bit of cross-brand opportunity there to tell a story long term. The only thing I'm worried about, from her perspective, a bit of ring rust, if that makes sense, as in professional wrestling ring rust. And
definitely.
And how that translates into a match with Tony. Don't get me wrong, Tony's very good, and she'll probably coach and guide her in terms of how this is going to go, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I do wonder, however, if they do have a match, which is what they're sort of signaling towards, who would go over on that? Because it depends on if Ronda is serious about the MMA stuff, and maybe she's thinking, listen, I'll come, do a quick thing at AEW, earn a bit of cash. Obviously, she's a mum as well. So you've got to factor all these things in as well. But she may want to continue her MMA credibility, if that makes sense. And I wonder if she think, well, if I take a loss in AEW, how does that factor in with my MMA star power getting cash? May not even matter, because she could easily set it off as two different sports.
True.
Yeah, just a thought, that's all.
I don't think she's coming into Luke. If she does have a match, like you said, it's a bit mad to come in now if she's got that fighting. Could she use this as part of her training? I don't know well, like exactly what you just said. We'll have to tune in Wednesday to find out.
That's it. That's the beauty of AEW, man. So then, all that madness has happened. She's been escorted up, bang, and then you hear Moxie come out. Listen, I'm telling you now, right? If you were to ask you right now, I wasn't really around for the Shield, all that. But if you ask you right now, who's my favourite Shield member? Even though I wasn't around for it, it's got to be Mox. Yeah,
I hear what you're saying, but that doesn't make any sense.
Mox,
you just didn't need to say that. You could have just said, do you know what? I really love Mox's character. I love everything that he's doing, his theme.
I love it.
There's no need for you to mention the Shield and who your favourite is if you've never even seen them. It doesn't make no sense.
I love it. Honestly, my man just comes in. He is like, he is a workhorse, man. He is a workhorse.
Of course.
And if
that's
I compare...
they call him the heart of AEW. He's the heart and soul of AEW.
He literally is. And I feel like if I was to compare him to other Shield members, because I know First Boss loves the Shield, when I compare it to Seth is an interesting one. I feel like Seth is the guy that was always, he's like, give me 2 secs, let me work this one out. Yeah, I got it. He's at Liverpool, right? When they never could win the Premier League. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? You're like 20 years, right? You're always trying to do something funky with him. Let's chuck in Fernando Torres. Let's try this. Let's try that.
Wait to see where this is going.
And I feel like with Seth, it's kind of like, let's pair you with Paul Heyman. And let's call a spade a spade. It didn't work. The whole vision, and we build around you, you're the leader, and stuff, unfortunately, injuries happen. And then...
I was going to say, the injury.
Yeah, I don't think you could say it didn't work, because he, in terms of workhorse, he was there week in, week out.
Yeah.
As you love to say, he was given the workhorse title. Do you know what I mean?
But don't forget, he was also the Hamburglar, right?
So outside of injuries,
man shifted himself in, right? As he was world heavyweight champ. Please, Cody, pick me.
Yeah, that didn't do him no favors. That didn't do him no favors. He was the side character of Cody. He's a champion himself. He's fighting Drew, but he's worried about Cody and The Rock and Roink. That was a bit.
That's more. I think that's just more a really bad story than.
But this
blaming
is
it on him.
So this is my point. So you fast forward to the following WrestleMania, and this guy, oh my God, Seth's heel turn, and it was a big moment. That was how to finish WrestleMania. They turned on Punk, turned on Heyman. Turned on Punk and Reigns. Heyman's side of Rollins, and he's the leader of the Vision, whatever we call it. And I get he got injured, but we know, Stone Cold, case in point, is you can book storylines around injuries.
No, but it wasn't. No, because it wasn't him that got injured. So obviously the original plan was for him to build this stable and Bron Breakker to take him, and either take the title off him or betray him later than he did.
Yeah.
But they both got injured.
I know, I get that. And Bronson Reed,
it's not just building around Seth. He had to vacate the title, and Breakker couldn't win it because of his injury. So do you see what I mean? So it was a number of things that went wrong with the vision.
Yeah, but I feel like you could have done vignettes. You could have done lots of stuff with that to prolong it. You know, you could have done, because he's back now, and now all I see is man masked up with other man masked up like some. Actually, never mind. But yeah, masked up all this, and I'm just like, what? It's just a bit lame, personally. And what is it now? A month before May? Who's even fighting, by the way?
Who's who?
He ain't got a match yet, has he?
Well, yeah, I see.
Well, he's injured, isn't it? I don't think he's 100% back yet, but enough.
Yeah, but obviously building towards something.
Yeah,
if they're putting him on TV, he's got to be there some way, somehow. But yeah, don't know.
But that's enough Disney time. Focusing back on Moxley, him and
you're the one who brought up the Shield, by the way, just so you know.
Yeah, I've got because I wanted to emphasize how poor these guys are. Even Roman,
they're not poor. Nah.
Real quick, like, quick conversation on that one. I don't want to give it any more thought than it actually is necessary. All I'm saying is, if someone's cussing your mum or your dad, right, and you're close to them, saying, listen, you're going to be buried next to them, it's arms. So then when the next moment you see them the following week and you're like, yeah, but you're old, you're a dickhead. Anyway, going back to Moxley and Takeshita. When Takeshita came out,
I don't know what's going on.
Takeshita's entrance. He is money. He is money. What? The camera angles. Man just took the mask off, right? He is everything Nakamura never will be. Man took the mask off, right? And then Ryan was like this. Bang, fire. Yo, this guy is cold. What?
You got issues, man.
Mate, he is cold.
Whilst I don't necessarily disagree with you,
my match of the night as well.
Why did he lose then?
Do you know what? I didn't walk away. Okay, that's your question. Did I walk away from the match thinking, why did Takeshita lose? He's lost his star power. He's lost his momentum. No, mate, that guy. I'm even message Tony now, bro.
I'm just saying. I agree with you.
He's got to be world champ. He's got to be AEW world champ.
I've been saying that for how long?
But then why? Did Moxley need the win? Maybe he needed the win because he's now going into a feud with Ospreay. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
But why did Moxley need that win?
Potentially, I just think Takeshita is that guy who, in my opinion, is at a level whereby losing doesn't hurt him. In my opinion,
it's a bit like Ospreay. Mox losing don't hurt him at all.
More so than Takeshita. I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying, but you have to be careful with this where, someone's like, oh, losses don't matter, because especially when it's like the big ones, if it happens too often, it's kind of like, what are we doing here then? That's obviously,
I understand.
He lost the first match.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't lose it. Sorry. It was a time limit draw. And I
understand. What's your goal?
It doesn't hurt him. That clear one doesn't hurt him right now. But they do need to be careful, because if it keeps happening, like he lost to Okada, innit? They have him and Okada had their match yet. Am I going mad? Yeah. So he lost to Okada as well. So I'm saying, if he keeps losing the big ones for the titles, you kind of have to, because I don't know what does he do from here. It's not that deep yet. But where does he go in terms of story now?
Don't forget,
I'm going to go to MJF.
Don't forget, he was world champ in New Japan. And I understand, I totally get what you're saying, New Japan and being world champ there and being on a pay-per-view like this, you do want that to have the opportunity to show. I mean, for me, did he showcase his talent? Did his entrance look like $1 million?
You know that already, though.
I walked away from it thinking, and even the way he lost, I was like, this guy's a bad man. Mox, right, had to choke him out, trap in his arms with his legs. And then it was great storyline. Wow. His face literally, he just he's done. He's finished. He was given avalanche this, avalanche that.
And no one could see.
Yeah, I know. Listen, guys, imagine a clown closing his eyes, drooling. That's how Takeshita was looking right there. But I just think he's incredible.
He is.
So
So we've
that was
known
my
this.
hot take. To be fair,
All right,
and then
well, I think before you carry on, because obviously after that, Will Ospreay returned, and I believe Double A's got a hot take on Will's return. What do
go
you
on.
think of that?
Yeah, and we spoke about this before, either on a previous episode or maybe in the group, but in terms of pops and returns and surprises. So I don't think it was a massive surprise that he returned at Revolution. They've been showing his vignettes for a few weeks now, so it's
Which
kind
I've
of
liked, by the way. It's very Triple H-esque, if you know, but go on.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's a good thing to do, isn't it? You want to build up, hype up the return of one of your biggest stars. But yeah, so just going back to Cope, his return, yeah. Obviously, lights went out. You're like, okay, let's get ready. Who is this? And then you see Even on the screen. I'm like, what the hell is this, bro? This don't make no sense. What's Even? And then they added
The G, I think.
a
They had
G,
G.
and I was like, what the hell is this, bro? And then obviously the R at the front in the square, the logo. So like, okay, I clocked it. But some people still hadn't even clocked then. And then obviously his music hit. Massive pop. Yeah. Massive pop. That's cool. That's how you do it. But the thing that annoyed me with Ospreay is, cool, they showed the doctor. I was like, right, okay, what's this? And it's all green and da-da-da. And he's got the mask over his face. Can't really see it's him properly. I'm like, what's going on here? Da-da-da-da-da. And then you just see him jump up out of the table or whatever it is, and he's standing there and he screams. I'm like, oh, okay, it's Ospreay. And then you waited a few seconds. Oh, and then his music hits. What the? Bro, just, if you're going to show the doctor, cool, that's fine. Don't show don't reveal his face in the video, because you're denying the people their pop. If his music hit, yeah, if they showed the doctor, his blurred face, someone in a mask, and then you heard and then it was blacked out and you heard a scream, then his music pop, the pop would have been crazy. But because they had the delay, in fact, they didn't even play his music straight after. They showed Mox, and he shrugged and was like,
that was
funny. Yeah, and then even on commentary, he was like, they're like, oh, it's Ospreay. And then Ospreay's music hit. So it just killed his pop. That's all I'm saying. Obviously,
I got a slightly different take, because
go on, man.
It just killed the pop, man.
When I doctor, like you said, I'm like, okay, what we getting now? You've hit us with Cope and Christian. You've hit us with Rousey. What more are you hitting us with?
No,
we're already in that zone. Then you've gone. Then I see Ospreay training, and I'm like, nah. Like I said in the group, I was like, wait, Ospreay. I was like, nah, it can't be. And I'm sitting there waiting for it. Then they showed Mox, and Mox was like, he ain't here. Like, that's the way I took it. I took it Mox going, not dismissing him, but going like, I don't know why you're showing me that video package, because he definitely ain't here. Whatever, I'm gone. Then it went,
have to agree.
Yeah, but even when his music came on, his face didn't change. He was still like, whatever. But I hear what you're saying. It's nice to see that, and it's hype. But I'm telling you, and think about the people there. You know how mad it is. We've been to live events. Yeah. If we was there, the match ended, whatever. He's walking out, yeah. And imagine there was no vignette furthermore. Lights went out again. You're like, okay, what's this? And then you just hear da 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 da. You're losing your
of course.
Yeah, Ray's punching both of us. We're getting drink dashed on us. We're getting murked. So
I agree with you.
I
do agree with you. But I didn't necessarily, when I saw that whole vignette, initially I was like, oh, what is this? Then I got the idea it was Ospreay. I didn't necessarily, when I heard the theme tune, I was like, oh, is he coming out? I was generally shocked. I thought it was another tune in on Wednesday, waiting to see what happens. I generally didn't think he was going to come out, because they've been playing these vignettes, like different snippets to it.
Could have been.
Yeah, but they're not going to play that.
Roink is right. It could have been a
Revolution,
case of
though, man.
a little vignette of I'll see you Wednesday.
And I tell you why, not to bore you, but I'm a wrestling connoisseur when Disney was actually all right. But if you remember when Taker returned back during WrestleMania 20.
Was going to be about Taker.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, not Mark Calloway. Royal Rumble, they do the whole 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, right? Kane's in the middle of the ring, right? And they do the doon. I was like, hey, what? And he didn't come out. And then every single Raw, etc., they keep doing this whole little
different because
the rings moving.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what they did. But that's what they did with this.
No,
with Ospreay, they kept giving you little vignettes.
With the
little
dong,
vignettes.
There was no reveal of the person. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. They know how to let people enjoy the pop. They know it. Speaking of Disney as well, just because you mentioned it, because you love to mention it. Yeah. Look how they did Oba. Lights went out, and the pop was crazy. It was crazy. Just let people come on, man. It's one of the few things.
I'll
Don't you
come
dare.
on to that in due course, to be fair.
Yeah, don't you dare. Don't you dare.
I mean, that could be like a sidebar.
Don't you dare.
But
that's all I'm saying.
Hey, let me flip that back quickly. Let me flip that back because you're talking about Disney and that whole thing. So that was very similar then to Heyman going, what did he say? F-O.
Yeah, that was cool. Because I think
F-O-F-N. He went F-O-F-5.
Yeah.
And then
that's
you're like,
fine.
and then the music hit. It didn't take away from it. It was...
No, but that was it. But that's instant though. It's not like, even though he said it, because I was thinking, why does he keep saying this? This is dumb. Like, but then it's straight away. Do you know what I mean? And him saying F5, yeah, okay, you know that thing he does F5, but he's not revealing it straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what?
Do you know what I mean? It's just...
I'll touch on that now then, because obviously you brought up, and I'll you know, we can talk about it now. The whole Oba thing, right? All right, so he came out, lights go off, he's coming in, yeah. You know what? I have an issue with that personally. What do I need to see now?
Right.
What do you need to see?
What do you mean?
See that match?
No, don't try it, because before that happened as well, remember you were saying, oh yeah, it might have been in the group or it might have been on Unreal after we finished. But you were saying, oh, LA Knight's gonna get fed to Brock at Mania now.
He could do.
Well, he's not.
But the thing is,
it's not LA Knight,
do you need to see Oba versus Brock now?
What do you mean? Do you need to see?
Yeah, of course you do.
Did we see the?
It wasn't a fight, was it? He turned round and he got
okay. So it's not a fight. Okay, how long do you reckon this match is going to go for?
That's irrelevant.
No, but that doesn't mean we don't want to see it.
Moving the goalpost now, because the whole point was
we still need to see it. And if he can do it again,
all you have to do is listen to the crowd. Is listen to the reaction of the.
You're going to see the. You're going to see the entrances with the Oba. That match, right? I'm putting a wager on this, right? That match goes no longer than 5 minutes.
Cares?
You're probably right.
Did you have an issue when Goldberg in his prime was going 2 minutes at a time? No, so why are you trying to make it out like it's an issue now?
I'll tell you why I have an issue with that booking, right?
No.
I don't want to see Oba powerbombing Brock, right?
No, but this is where
until
you
the
need
PLE.
to relax, because you are a big fan. You're a big fan of Samoa Joe, right? And when Samoa Joe had that thing with Brock, and it went that didn't last long, but it was just
No.
I don't know why you're trying.
I didn't see Samoa Joe giving muscle busters to Brock, right? Samoa Joe was saying, "You look at me when I'm talking to you," right? There was promos, right?
Yeah.
Even if on Monday, whatever, yesterday, it was just Oba coming out. He looks at Brock and he's like, "I'm the ruler," and all that.
They've already looked at each other. They've already done that in Rumble.
We don't need any more promos.
We don't need any more.
And he points at the sign, because that's what everyone wants to do in Disney. Point to the Mickey Mouse sign or whatever.
And that's dead. Right. And it don't make no sense. You're the one who likes stories and things making sense and story.
Yeah.
Why would he come out? Wait. Why would he come out, look at him and point to the sign when Brock and Heyman have already come out before and said, "What? Who thinks they're sick enough to challenge and do this? No one can do this. No one is man enough. No one is big enough. No one is that." So Oba's come out even before that, even at Rumble when he was I can't remember who came in. No, Brock came in after Oba. Sorry, when he came in, he was like they were saying something to each other, whatever. And when he was walking down, he was saying, "What? You think I care about you?" Or whatever it was he was mouthing. So why is he gonna come down there and not do anything? Obviously, he's going to attack him because he's like, "Boy, you want your challenge? I'm here."
I personally think it should have waited until Mania then. I think Brock and Heyman should have came out. Brock and Heyman come out.
A couple weeks ago, you said it don't make no sense. He's going to come out every week and wait for someone to challenge him. Now you're saying it should wait until Mania.
I think so.
Pick one. You can't say it's dumb that they've done that, but now you're saying, they should wait till Mania.
Yeah, I think it's dumb. I just feel like, what's the intrigue? You've got your moment. You've got him powerbombing him.
No,
you've got
not the moment.
Oba's foot on Brock's chest. Even Brock said, "Put your chest, put your boot on my chest."
Brock is a great seller, and he knows how to make things look good. And when he has someone to work with that he enjoys, he likes selling and he likes working.
Yeah, I just feel like.
But for you to say, "Oh, what's the point now?" Because they've had one interaction and he done one move on him in a non-match.
No. Hang on. Don't demean one interaction, one move.
That's like
it was his finisher.
Yeah, but
that's like saying anyone that comes out and interrupts someone and hits them with their finisher when they do a promo or whatever it is. They shouldn't. Don't do it. Save it for a match.
I don't want to see it.
The amount of time.
So
I would
nowhere.
never see Taker, right, dishing out tombstones before Mania matches
No, but
against
he
their opponent.
would have got
You're
RKO'd before
You're
then.
lying.
He definitely would have got RKO'd.
You're lying.
Yeah, I like that. That's fine because that's like, is he going to break the streak? I feel like with Oba, you're trying to build this guy up, and I feel
he has been
the
built
tension. I would have preferred this the first time we've seen these two guys in the ring together.
No, it
Square
isn't.
circle. Here we are.
No,
WrestleMania, Las Vegas. Ding, ding, ding.
But you have
It's not the
Holy
first
shit.
time.
And every time they hit each other, meet, 5
Yeah, but
minutes.
it's not the
Oh,
first time.
bang. Fall from grace. Bosh. 1, 2, 3. 5 minutes. Thanks so much. People go home happy.
Like you keep talking about WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 8, whatever you want to talk about, because you're a seasoned veteran guru, yeah?
Yeah.
People don't know Oba. Not many. I mean, like, look, the casual fans, the audience, if you're going to sell a fight, you need them clips. When someone sees a viral clip of Brock Lesnar being dashed in the air, they're like, who was that guy? Who is that? Because not everyone might know Oba. He's not been around for that long, right? So you have to do that. I think that's a good viral clip, and it's going to sell WrestleMania to a casual.
Yeah, maybe. I suppose then Disney needs to do better in selling him rather than getting all that.
They've done fine.
Dry.
I don't know. Seriously, stop. No. They need to do better than selling him. He hasn't even been on the main roster for 2 months. He came out to the loudest pop I've heard in a while for a new guy against Brock. Yeah, they were even. And again, I have to credit Brock because it wasn't just he sold that segment as well. When they were singing his tune and chanting his name, and he's looking around like, "What the hell?" So I don't know how you're saying it hasn't worked or he hasn't been built up.
All
right.
I'm saying is
he's been there less than 2 months, and everyone's singing his tune. Yeah, everyone is singing his name.
All I'm saying is the pop for the fall from grace would have been
they've done their job. All you have to do is listen to the clip. Listen to the segment that you apparently had no interest in, but somehow know everything that happened. But you couldn't hear everyone in the arena singing and going crazy over it.
The finisher would have been a lot better, had we seen it at Mania.
We still might see it at Mania.
Yeah, of course we're going to see it at Mania, right? But I don't want to see it.
Hold on. So
I don't want to see it on some Netflix Raw that you
Ospreay,
watch.
why did Ospreay should not have tried to hit Mox with his finisher when he came back then? Because we want to see it in a match. I'll save it for a match. Make it make sense.
I'm sick. What
do you mean it was sick?
But in fairness, he didn't hit him. So that's
but he went to do it. But he shouldn't be doing his finisher.
Yeah, but
he shouldn't be doing his finisher because save it for a match.
So tune in on Wednesday because he makes it happen. Right?
That don't make no sense. Honestly, it's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
It's true.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Another hot
Wrestlers do their finishes all the time.
Right,
Swerve's heel turn, right? Listen, this entrance, he is a man. What is it? Top Dollar and
he needs to change that finisher as well. Speaking of finishers,
Fab and all that. Listen, this guy is pedigree. That's why he's the most dangerous man in professional wrestling.
Can't compare him.
He needs to change that finisher.
Disney did. Disney chucked him in Top Dollar, B-Fab, all of them.
Why do you...
Hey, listen, it's not my company. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours.
Top Dollar's in AEW. Is that
Nah, we don't want him. Never. He couldn't even qualify for ROH.
Is that Revolution?
Yeah, anyway, he was wicked.
Oh, okay.
Him and Brody, fantastic.
Yeah, he needs to change that finisher though. What's that stomp off the top rope? Not the house call. He needs to change that finisher.
The swerve, the swerve,
awkward.
The swerve stomp.
Same
with Bandido, to be fair. It looks cool, but the setup is too...
What, the German suplex
awkward.
thing?
Yeah, the rolling...
No, but hang on.
Awkward, man.
No. But he did it during the Andrade match where actually Andrade was actually on the floor. Did you not see that bit, that spot? So Andrade was on the floor and did a setup, runs, and manages to pick up Andrade and do the suplex. So he didn't have to be like by the ropes. Did you not see that?
Nah, he did because he done it. It was a bit way and
no. So Andrade is definitely on the floor. He's obviously called it and saying this is what I want to do.
You have to hold onto the top rope.
No. So, look, what? I'll try to get it. I'll show it to the group. But Andrade's on the floor when he tries to do it again, and it's a bloody. He executes it perfectly. To be fair,
his finisher.
Yeah, Bandido.
Oh, I don't know. But anyway, Swerve's one. He needs to change that double stomp thing, man. Because the setup is just too awkward. Because when he did it on Brody, he was on... What was the movie he hit him with before? He was on his front, and then he rolled into the middle, and then had to turn over and then sit up. It's just... You need to... I don't know how you can change it, because the setup is just too I don't know, man.
I see
I
what
don't
you
know.
mean. I get what you mean, but
That's my only nitpick with it. Any kind of finisher like that where the setup is kind of bit too convoluted and like, oh well, why would you leave in that position? But
fair enough. I got to say, conversation's getting a bit toxic. Speaking of toxic, is Fekla. Listen, this is another one. Yeah, that world title suits her. And what I liked about this pay per view, I don't know if you guys noticed, there were certain wrestlers who got like a little cheeky 10-second little movie, and I think they were speaking in Austrian or German for her segment. I don't know if you watched it.
Austrian.
And then she came out and she just looks fierce. And even though Chris looked like an Amazon against her, yeah, man, Fekla's is some
I like
serious
Fekla.
stuff.
I think Fekla's a really good addition. I'm quite happy the way it ended. Again, just personal opinions, everyone. Personal opinions.
Never rated Stat.
I've said it from never.
I'm not a fan of Stat.
Never been a fan.
She reminds of Rhea Ripley, and I'm not a fan of her either. If I'll be quite frank, she reminds of Rhea Ripley. I'm not a fan of Rhea either, and I don't know what it is about them.
I don't mind Stat, man, but they don't relate flat sometimes.
Yeah, man. Even Rhea,
like.
She's another one, just flat. They just come up there with their just boring promos. I mean, like Fekla,
we can't live. So
Fekla just battered her with belts and that. Yeah, whack me. I was just like, yeah, man, you're already salted. As Chris goes, you're already salted.
The women's division,
Fekla, however.
So we've got some good options going forward, obviously. The tag team titles as well, another change hands. I wasn't too disappointed with that either.
That's a part of Penelope, but yeah.
Yeah, I did think that as well. I did think that.
But it's not her fault. She unfortunately, she's got injured again. The same area.
I'm only going to assume that would have been her. They had to pivot.
Oh, of course
it is. Always going to put those pivot.
Yeah, she's been injured. She's re-injured the same area she's injured. I think. Yeah, obviously for Megan Bain, she's got to do her thing.
They look better together, like physically.
They look like equals.
They look better together.
Yeah,
unfortunately, as well. That's the thing. That's the unfortunate thing.
They look like the Outsiders, like a female version of the Outsiders. These tall. Yeah, tall
Amazons.
Yeah, man, 100%. To be fair, listen, Andrade. What? Disney? You had him?
No, we're talking about AEW.
Disney? What? Hey,
man,
this guy again. He came out looking like a star, and his physique. Hey, Charlotte. Wow. But anyway,
wait.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Andrade is a bad man. He is a bad man. And do you know what? He's one where I could probably see world title picture, man. I generally see it. I could see it.
The problem is, this is where I agree with you in terms of in-ring ability, star power, he's got it all. The problem with having this belt, and we'll get to the MJF match, MJF will kill him on the mic. He will destroy every piece of credibility Andrade has.
It will never happen.
Kill him.
Yeah.
Kill him.
Can't happen, unfortunately.
I think to your point, it depends what they want to do with him, because he's obviously part of Don Callis' family.
Maybe
I'll be honest, I'm sold.
Yeah, maybe.
This guy has given me the total package Lex Luger vibes in WCW Thunder. Right, it comes out, Zeke's just looking on point. And there's little things he's doing where he's obviously, chirping, like, what's your number there? And he's like, we'll take off my trousers. No, I'm not taking off my trousers.
It's not real.
Like, these little things. It's just, it's making me creep, I'm not going to lie. Would he have an actual match of MJF? Don't forget, they were having a little, maybe kayfabe, I don't think, thing on X, they feel cool, on Twitter. Yeah. But you're right. I think MJF would butcher him. So you could have Don Callis as the mouthpiece. Trouble is, Don Callis you associate as a heel. So I just don't think it would work against MJF, if that makes sense. So I imagine someone like Andrade, I think he's giving me babyface vibes. So you have to pair him against a heel for a world title match. Who that is, I don't know.
Andrade babyface?
Yeah.
Not a chance. No, he's with Don Callis. He's automatically healed.
But this is my point. This is my point. Even with Takeshita, he went back into the Ring of Mark, shook his hand. I reckon with Andrade,
Takesha's been face and not a proper Don Callis guy for time now.
Yeah.
He's been telling him move, and he's been not doing any of this skanky cheating business. So he's been face for a while.
But I do feel with Andrade, and this is no part to him. They signed him as maybe a bit of an FU to Disney. how we got him, and it's like, let's chuck him in Don Callis. But for no par, his name's not Mark Davis. This guy, yeah, Andrade is the real deal. And I think probably they've been taken back. Maybe he's doing this innovatively, going out to he's probably hired out some models, bang, put in the audience. I'm just going to come up to you, quick selfie, bang. And then when he's taking off his trousers, people are popping. And then when he was like, no, I'm not taking it off. Then he took it off. No, I'm not taking it off. And then when Fowler took it off, yeah. I just think it's very much a Carter vibes. You know, when Carter put up the middle finger and all that. I think that the writers, the creative will be thinking, hey, we're onto something, you know, with this guy. But like you say, who do we, if he's obviously a talent, he beat Omega as well, beat Swerve, where do we, where do we put him? Like, at some point you think, should we give this guy a world champion run? Or at least in that picture?
He'll challenge. Because they've had interaction, they've had their interaction.
Yeah, that'll be a good feud, but
it would. But you're right. I think MJF would bitch him
1-on-1 to do. You know, MJF and Hangman had that back and forth. Like Hangman just about hung on there. No pun intended. You know, MJF does these stuff when he has his feuds. He likes to belittle people. I just feel like I'm not sure Andrade could take it.
There's nothing. Even with Don Callis, there's nothing. Like, and he'll absolutely rip through.
And I don't think Don Callis is the right person. Like I said, I feel when you have Don Callis your mouthpiece, he's the heel. So I just feel that you can't have a Don Callis heel against MJF because it makes MJF the babyface. And I think you need that sort of Dick Dastardly MJF heel character.
No, I don't. I get what you're saying in most cases. But I mean, he would. I don't want to say he would get cheered. He would get cheers anyway. But he wouldn't get cheers because he's the babyface. If those two match up, it would just be because
I just think it'll be a bit lukewarm. I think for Andrade, if you're liking the whole champs and girls, all that malark, you need a heel, but a heel that he can actually like not just wrestle with, but also go one-on-one when it comes to the mic to sell the match. And I don't think
that's the thing. So it might not necessarily be MJF next, but like you said, hopefully he gets a big feud just to showcase.
Maybe Swerve.
He is doing well. No, it won't be Swerve because that's what we forgot to
Omega
over that.
Yeah.
When we saw Omega's music hit as well, and he come running down, I was like, hey, you know what? Swerve Omega program. That's exciting, you know.
Well, they were supposed to do it for this one, but he had an engagement in Japan with promoting a video game, and he didn't think he'll be able to do both. But luckily, he smashed through that thing in Japan and managed to quickly come back, do that, and then it's part of the sea. Tune in Wednesday, folks. The other thing I've got to say, two things with the War Dogs, because it's a part. Disney considered putting this guy in with some NXT, I don't know what faction they'll call, but anyway.
Why are you just
Gabe Kidd is a madman.
It's absolutely ridiculous. No par, but no one actually cares about him like that. So
what, Gabe?
No, flipping Finley.
No, I quite like him.
Yeah, and
I like Connors as well. I like Clark Connors. That guy.
Yeah, like to be fair, they need that. Not need that stable. Switchblade. I don't know what's happened, man. He's obviously done. Well, not done, but unfortunate with injuries. So
he's injured. Yeah.
I don't want to say that they're like the next Bang Bang Gang, but they're kind of like a replacement. Even though Bang Bang Gang is still technically there, they're not really, without
I see what you mean. Yeah, they're trying.
So
you're right.
It would make sense for him to be there anyway. But yeah, I don't have anything against Finley, but he's not that guy where it's like, oh, we're gonna. Do you know what I mean?
No, I think it'll be a slow burn.
As a trio, they're cool.
Because I saw Gabe Kidd, he was on a press conference post this, and he came on, right? Tony looked visibly shook, to be fair. And he's just like, you know what? Fuck New Japan. Fuck everyone that's talking about me. And what? Wednesday, Darby Allin, unsanctioned. I just think he is so passionate. He's
a madman.
He is insane. Mate, when his theme comes, right? War ready, all that, man. You just see man crawling on the floor like some sort of spider. Dude, like, what is I think it's brilliant. The only thing I will say, I will criticise this booking, is I personally think they should have gone over.
Yeah, I hear that.
I think they should have won. I think personally, you know, you've got the War Dogs, now. You know, what is the War Dogs?
Yeah,
They're this faction in New Japan. They apparently did some good stuff, and Finley's their hot talent, this and the other. So this is your trios, established trios, doing badness in New Japan, and you're pairing them up against a mishmash of Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, and Roderick Strong. So they're not even a proper trio, mishmash, right? And they go over.
Yeah, you could have had them pin
Them
Roderick.
didn't need that win at all.
You could have had them pin Roddy.
Yeah,
100%. They should have gone over. But we're obviously going over time. Got to hit the main event.
Last main event. Yeah, get on to the main event.
For me, a couple of things.
Blood, guts, violence, blood again, more violence, needles? It had the lot.
Mad.
For me, Hangman's entrance, I love it. Again, the production, right, I don't know what was different about this. Like I said, the camera angles were insane. But I do love when they chuck a little video in or they do something different with an entrance. And Hangman has got a track record for this.
Yeah.
And I love his entrance. I love the little trumpets. I thought it was brilliant. But the MJF one that did cut me up. You know, this battle.
Do you know what? MJF
his pay-per-view entrances are always sick.
Absolute generational talent. Like, he is one of a kind. He's
the Terry Funk tights.
Yeah. Even just coming out in the whole cowboy stuff, like
the Burberry pop show.
I'm not saying he's reinvented the wheel. Like, I mean, like, people have done it before. They've come out, in the opposition, but the way he does it, you're just like, yeah, this guy, man, he is.
I think it's fantastic. Urinating on Hangman's grave,
yeah,
all of that. This belt here, this means I'm better than you. I was like, hey, it was brilliant. I thought it was fantastic. And the match, for me, I love that stuff. I love it.
I'm not the biggest fan of all of that, but
no, I loved it. The syringe.
Yeah, it has its place.
Man was like squirting syringe in between his cheeks.
Yeah, some of that stuff, I can't watch it, man. I'm like, but I'll tell you what was really good, and I think obviously they lucked out with that. When the blood hit that camera at the right time, that shot there, I know whoever's in the back was like, keep that shot, keep that camera rolling, do not change, because the blood was just there on the screen. I was like, yeah, okay.
I love it. And you know what? In terms of the booking of it, and we did discuss it in a previous episode, have they put themselves into a corner, blah, blah, blah. And Tony's spoken about it. And he said, listen, I said to MJF and Hangman, you guys are mad. Are you sure about this? And they're like, listen, we want to do it. This one we do. This one we book it. And I think...
When did he say that?
Literally, I think yesterday, actually. It was like an interview. No, just an interview, to be fair, that he's given. And do you know what? From the way I see it, there is something to be said, personally, for me. Two things. So when Shawn Michaels retired after Taker beat him, I like the fact that was it. It was done until obviously Saudi Arabia money came back, and it came back with bold HBK, which I think tarnished it for me. But I feel like Hangman, if he actually says that's it, I'm not in the world title picture ever again, I'm happy with that. And the reason why I'm happy with it is I'll always remember that match. Hey, why is Hangman not in the world title picture? Yeah, because that match with Jeff. Oh, what? Yeah, you need to watch it. It was insane. And you watch it, think, wow, that's sick.
No,
and then I feel like, but he was world champion twice. And he is what? He's early 40s, I think. And when you think of the world title picture, mate, there's a lot to go around.
No, he might. Maybe you're right. Maybe he wants to wind down a bit. So he's like, you know what? I want to go out on my own, like, to say that I can't challenge for it rather than just sort of filter away. But you were talking about an Andrade feud. He's another one that can have big feuds, Hangman. His career's not done.
Yeah, of course.
So he's someone that, by the way, he's 34 years old. So he's not even that old. But
34.
Yeah. But he could have, like, you could have Andrade saying to him, you're a loser, you're this, and that builds a feud or whatever. Hangman isn't done, but maybe he just feels like...
And Hangman does speak Spanish, as we know. So I think that would be...
He's that family guy, innit? So he might be like, I'm not going to commit to being champion and being on the road every week. He might just start wanting to, I don't know.
And
there's still time. There's still time.
Yeah.
Like,
and his
ultimately...
go on, sorry.
Ultimately, if they want to not even reverse it, get out of it, they can.
There's always ways of doing it.
There's always a way. Like, as annoying as it might be, but you said you whatever. Like, there's ways around it. Do you know what I mean?
I hope they don't, if I'll be honest with you. And I do think, I know he's only 34, But his last 5 years, it's been mad. And I know he's not on the road like they are on Disney, but this guy has been drinking pints of blood. He's been doing
Burning
all sorts.
houses.
Yeah, man. He's when he's had like a run, like when he's on full gear, no pun intended.
5 Texas death matches,
he's having some insane matches, full on matches, like 40-minute matches with some talent. Your Omegas, your Swerves, your Ospreays, your MJFs. So I think what it does, in my opinion, it allows a bit of a pivot. You've just said Andrade. Yeah, I like the idea of that. To be fair, that's a good one. Don Callis being the mouthpiece, young man. But it also allows other people to enter the world title picture again. Omega, maybe one last run. Ospreay, ain't had it yet, to be fair. Swerve, second title run. I'll have some of that. Do you know what I mean? There's Samoa Joe. There's so many people I just think, let's try this again. So, or let's do it, let's see it. So yeah, as a match, I loved it. And I think MJF, boy, a second title run, it's been good so
he
far
needs
personally.
to hold it for, I don't know. I don't know what his career plans are and everything, but yeah, I'm happy for MJF to hold that title for as long as possible now.
Well, the thing is,
I don't know who I would want to take it off him.
Yeah.
Ospreay.
Yeah.
Do you know what? They actually had a little Twitter thing as well. If Ospreay has, you're right, that's perfect. If Ospreay has his little beef with Moxley, moves on to MJF, crown him at Wembley, we'll be there.
I also don't think at the moment, I know he can do a heel run Ospreay, but I do think he's hot.
But I don't want to see that yet. Yeah, I want to see him heel eventually, but not yet.
He's hot, to be fair. But focus on MJF. He did an interview and he was like, "Listen, I know my worth. I ain't going to Disney to be like getting a quick payout for a Mania moment." Yeah, shout out to what's his name, Royce Keys.
Why are you shouting Royce Keys? He's getting a WrestleMania match with Jelly Roll. I mean,
you're confused. You're so confused.
I think I am skeptical if we will see MJF in Disney.
I think we will. And I think it could happen next year, if I'm honest with you. From what I believe, his contract ends end of this year.
I don't see it.
MJF has mentioned
I agree with Double A.
He's laid enough hints to say, I will shill for any company that pays me.
But I don't know if you've seen the interview I posted, and I think Double A, I agree with Double A on this one. I feel there's an element of where I am now, I wouldn't be if it wasn't for AEW.
100%.
That's a fact.
100%.
And when I mean, and it's not just where I am now, as in I got to set up Wembley or not. I think a lot of credit has to be to the way his character is. He can say stuff, methane, all that stuff, all that madness.
Of course.
And I think he recognises if he was to go to Disney, and I think now he's seen a lot of people go back and forth, your Malachi Blacks, your Miros. I'm not suggesting MJF's at that level. He's way above these people. But the only real person that's gone from AEW to Disney and has been like their star boy is Cody. And let's face it, I'd suggest his surname plays some part in that. And he was in Disney before. Who can you say, like MJF, who's homegrown AEW? I know he's an MLW before, but who can you say is an AEW through and through, never been in Disney?
There's been no one yet. There's been no one yet. I agree with you. You could argue Penta, but he got the Intercontinental title. But what I'm saying is, Penta will never win the world title. But like you just said, to caveat what you just said, though, there is nobody like MJF that has got this. MJF will be the biggest signing Disney make from AEW.
So, and you know what? But if you see his interview, though, his interview talks about, listen, he obviously just got married and he's full planning thinking, I want kids. I want to start a family. And he's looking around people around him, like Ospreays. And he's like, why don't you go things? Mate, kids, man. I've got a family, man. I can't be running around like that anymore.
If it suits your life. But what I'm saying to you is, and we said this with Jade, we said this with Mariah May, all of these people, like you have to remember, it is a shortish career. It's like football, like you mentioned about football in Liverpool before. Sometimes you owe it to yourself to go, as much as I love this club and I love this company and they've done the world for me, I owe it to myself to test myself and see, like, they must look at that WrestleMania, whether you like it or not. WrestleMania draws eyes. It's the biggest crowd. Blah de blah de blah. Every wrestler must look at that and go, at least one WrestleMania. Like, look at Punk. He's always said, I just want to main event WrestleMania, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. It must
You
be
know
in
what?
his head to go. Like, MJF has main evented arenas. I'm not saying he hasn't.
Yeah. I was
But
gonna say to that point. So just
go on.
if you're saying Roink about the interview, and he doesn't want to go over for just have a WrestleMania moment. Just to add on to that point, he's in a unique position out of a lot of the other AEW people where he doesn't need the moment in a sense of to say, oh, I've done WrestleMania, because he's done All In.
Yeah.
80,000, whatever it is, main event. He's done it. So he doesn't need that. That's as big as it's going to get. He doesn't need that. But he's, to First Boss's point as well, I do understand that, using the football analogy of a player, you could be a homegrown, whatever. And, Real Madrid, you just know that they're big. They've been around forever. They've done all this stuff, regardless of how homegrown you are, regardless of you don't need it. You've got everything. You've got your money. You can demand what you want. But it's the fact of you just want to test yourself. He might not even want to test himself. And as well, he's got the extra bargaining chips because, again, 2-time champ, he can do whatever he wants pretty much. He could say, to your point about, they might tone him down or whatever. Also, obviously, he's friends with Cody. If they did, or if he did want to go there, he knows he could potentially go there and say, look, you not know what I bring. You know what I'm worth. I know what I'm worth. So if I'm signing, I'm having this, I'm doing this, I'm not changing this, and I'm gonna wear this. Cool. And if they don't want that, then he's like, all right, cool. Same way.
Exactly.
Same thing.
It's
and to use Cody as an example, Cody had nowhere near that bargaining power at the time. Yeah, he may have been the first one from AEW, founder to go over. Maybe so there may be that a little bit, and his name a little bit, but I don't think that was really a bargaining chip. But he managed to get his tune, and they're not willing to just like, okay, we're going to pay for you to have this tune. Like, they're not going to do that. And he's managed to be the top babyface. So that MJF could be looking at that and be like, well, Cody's done it, and I'm better than Cody, and I've got more bargaining power than Cody, so I could do that.
I think it's about but I do think it's about the understanding, as we all know, the machine. And Cody's slots well into that machine. He's the white meat baby face.
Of course he does. And it would be a risk for MJF.
Yeah, massive risk.
Sometimes it's a risk. Sometimes life is about, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to have regrets when it's all said and done. And he might turn around and go, look, I'll give it a try. If I don't like it, leave on good terms, I'll come back. But
yeah, I do think it's quite...
as well. It freshens it up. MJF versus Seth. MJF versus Roman. MJF versus Punk in the rematch. MJF versus Cody. MJF... He's going to probably think about, I can have all these other matches that I can't have now.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I know he strikes me as a bit of a film guy for the future.
That's what I'm saying. And then
even that.
But that's not hurting him. That's not hurting him because he's doing
it's not hurting
him,
but he would have way more. He would have way more eyes, way more opportunities. He would.
Yeah, potentially. But this guy is only mid-20s.
That's what I'm saying. This is my point.
Exactly.
He's achieved a lot at a young age. So now it's like, boy.
But if you fast forward, I'm just saying hypothetically, 5 years, believe it or not, AEW will be a company that's going for over 10 years.
But I think I know Andrade's done it, but take him outside. I think MJF is the type that would go, like, Punk ain't coming back. Cody ain't coming back. But I think MJF is the type that would go and come back.
Yeah. I think so, because I think there's an element of, like, and it goes back to a point, I think there's an element of, what would happen, or what would have happened if these guys weren't here? If this company did exist, where would I be?
Yeah, of course. But he's paid that back. He has paid that back by being...
No, that's not...
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. But going back to your point, I think you would test out at Disney. Yeah, I've done it. Need to go back, man. Need to go back to our roots. This is home. Yeah. And there's probably an element of that with perhaps Sting. I appreciate Sting was obviously WCW guy, NWA guy, but he tried at Disney and thought, this is dead. And then luckily AEW popped up and gave him one of the best retirements there's ever been. You know, better than AJ, better than Cena, right? Yeah, I think MJF's the same.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, time will tell. But right now, speaking of time, we have gone well over.
We have indeed. It's been a pleasure. Apologies for Disney fans. You know, we've only really touched on Oba and and Brock, and you've pretty much already got the match because, as I've said, wager to the Dazzler, the first boss in AA, that match is not going to last more than 5 minutes.
Doesn't matter.
None of us have disagreed with you.
None of us said that.
None
Yeah,
of us have
and it doesn't
disagreed.
matter.
There's no
It
wager.
doesn't matter.
So if you can't
I'm
afford,
trying to move the
it's going to be
goalposts.
on.
That does
It's
not
going to be on
matter.
Netflix anyway. If you want to watch it for free, Disney, because it's not as
Yo,
what it
you
used to
can't watch
be,
it for
as
free.
per
Netflix
AJ
is not
Styles.
free. Netflix
Oh,
is
is it
not
not?
free.
Well,
What are you
don't pay
talking
for
about?
it, to be honest. But you can just watch Raw because it will just preview what's going to happen.
How?
It's
It's
going to
not
be a
free.
fall from grace, a poor man's last
Right,
ride.
anyway,
The thing
I
is,
don't know how we got into this.
Honestly,
I was
floor.
trying to
yeah, I
figure
don't
this
know
out,
why this
but
last tangent is.
we will
'cause
talk
You
about
was loving
it.
Goldberg when he was doing that in WCW. So I don't know why all of a sudden now
Yeah,
it's crazy for
yeah.
someone to hit 1, 2, 3 moves and have a 2-minute match. Oh no, now it's so bad.
The reason
Stop
the
moving the
reason being
goalposts,
is
man.
we never saw Goldberg give a
Stop.
jackhammer to Hulk Hogan until the match, and that's
don't
what
care.
sold it. That's why the pop was so sick.
I don't care. If you knew about Oba,
But I'm a wrestling connoisseur,
Yeah.
I would have known that. But,
You're not.
Right, let's continue this next week. This is a
you're
perfect.
not.
What's Roink's favourite one? You got to tune in Wednesday to hear this conversation. Well, you got to tune in next week to carry this on. Hopefully, Dazzler will be
it.
back.
That's
But
it.
this has been your AEW Revolution review.
Supposed to be it.
Thank you very much for listening, and next week.
Next
Thanks,
week,
guys.
man.
Take care.
Appreciate
Nice
it.
one. Cheers.